And we're coming back to you live from the park. I'm Zach.
And I'm Sean. And Zach.
And Sean.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
It's my first time. Please don't tease me.
Oh, I'm gonna tease you.
Hey guys, please. It's my first time. Please don't tease me.
Hey, I'm Sean.
Yeah.
About that being your first time, well, there's like at least 70 episodes.
Hey guys, this is my first time. Please don't tease me.
It's my first time today.
I promised Jacob that I would say that in this episode, so I did.
Oh.
There you go. Jacob, you're welcome.
Dude, Jacob watched our last episode.
Fully?
I don't know.
Partially?
He said, Zach, I watched you at the Spicy Nuggs episode. I said, I'm sorry. And that was basically it.
What a fun story.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you would talk about Jacob. I was just telling
Speaking of people actually
throw that
watching,
in there.
my younger sister Nikki was very complimentary toward the dehumanization and rehumanization of video games.
Really?
She really liked that topic, and she told me to say, good job, Zach. So there you go. Good job.
Pat myself on the back there.
Now, let me take you down a few notches.
Oh, no. Well, that may have been good this episode.
Yeah. Well,
Yikes.
Your intro, I'd give a solid 1.5 out of 10 stars.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was bad.
I wasn't very energetic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you didn't bring it.
I mean, all right, listen.
No.
I woke up.
Yep.
I was like 4 minutes late to class.
Embarrassing.
So I logged into class, and then I went and got ready for the day. And then I listened to like the last half of class, and it was super boring, and he was already going over stuff we already went over. And so I just felt like, nothing woke me up today so far. It was all just boring.
So you were hoping I would.
Not really, I mean.
My eyes are closed.
So, Sean.
Yeah, Zach, yeah. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on, baby.
Oh my.
Okay.
Wow.
Sometimes I do that to Allison. She's like, come on, talk to me.
she
What's
loves
wrong?
that.
What's wrong? Come on, baby. And she's like, what the fetch?
I support this in every way. Please continue doing it.
I will. There's no doubt in my mind.
Dude, sledding Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's actually snow or
I know.
not.
I mean, it's pretty warm.
No, I was just thinking on the way over here, like, it has been, like, this time last winter when we were doing Spicy Nug, we would have been, like, in the booths.
True.
Because it had been freezing outside.
Yeah.
Like, it's just pretty chill right now.
Hopefully up in the mountains. Surely there's snow in the mountains. Right?
There's a little bit. Can't confirm.
All right.
So
we
I
just
had
gotta
to
get
look over
high
the
up.
houses a little bit.
We just gotta hike Temp. There'll be snow up there.
Yeah, I'm good. I heard Corby almost died. And if Corby almost died, I would have died.
Corby did almost die.
So, Sean, I have a topic today.
You shut your mouth. Are you serious?
Dude, this is like the third time in a row.
Wow.
I'm killing it this semester.
You're such a big boy. What a cute big boy you are. Okay.
Can you just compliment me again? Like, my ego is really fragile, and if people don't compliment me a few
Gosh,
times a day,
you're
it's
a
like,
big
oh,
boy.
there it is.
What a good doggo.
Anyway.
Self-esteem through the roof.
Whoa, man.
I think if you have the same level I think of dogs, that's a
She's
lie.
like-
I don't think you're that high.
I got really excited. I was like, that is a compliment. But no, Sean just brought me up just to tear me back down.
I promised you I would. And I'm honest, remember? Honest Abe. Honest Shabe.
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 Honest Shabe.
Got shot through the head.
Alright, anyways, Honest Shabe.
Mm-hmm.
Have you... we've talked about this person a lot this semester. Markiplier.
We really have. Something's up. What's going on?
I've been watching a lot of Markiplier. I think that's a problem.
Oh.
Have you seen his Damien video? It's just called Damien.
I do not think so.
It's like a animated short that's like 20 minutes long.
I don't think so.
Dang. That's fine. Have you seen Who Killed Markiplier?
A long time ago, I think I watched it, but I don't really remember it.
Okay.
I know, like, Darkiplier and Wharf Stash. I know the characters
Yeah,
somewhat.
Damien is the mayor in that.
Okay.
and this whole skit, this animated series of Damien, ties into Who Killed Markiplier.
Of course.
And anyways, it was awesome. I ended up watching that because I came across it because his editor, Lixian, had made a game for Mark for his birthday.
Yes.
And it was Damien, but in a game.
Damien. Interesting.
And so I went and watched the short after I watched that video. I was like, oh my. Oh my. And the thing I want to talk about is how cool this whole universe is.
So you just want to spend this episode. You just want to be a fanboy. You want to promote Markiplier right now.
Well, yes.
That's all you want to do.
I mean, the
man has 25 million subscribers.
I mean, Sean, you just promoted what's his face?
Olin Rogers. Yeah, no one knows who he is. He barely ever uploads. Of course, I can.
That's not true.
Everyone knows.
I know who. If I know who he is, then surely other people know who he is. No. Okay.
Markiplier doesn't need the help. He's got that beautiful voice. Okay, keep going.
He is a beautiful man. Anyways.
All right.
Wow, where was I going with that?
Damien, the universe is so cool.
Okay, no. So, what I want to talk about is creativity. That's where I was going with it.
But Markiplier.
But like, I was just sharing how I got here. Blah blah
yeah,
blah.
It's okay. Keep going.
So like, okay, so for a super long time, I've always had this like creative itch to create like a universe or a story or something, but I never knew what medium I wanted to use or what medium I wanted to use for it.
Right.
So like, I used to write stories. I got into 3D modeling, so I wanted to do animation. Now I'm spoilers. I'm working on a game. Crazy.
No one will. We won't talk about that though. That's just a little sneak peek, but
right.
We won't talk about it.
I mean, that's it. They'll see it eventually. Right. Maybe in like a month.
Anyways,
wink, wink, hint, hint. Probably won't be finished.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people have this creative itch to some extent.
Yes.
And some definitely have it more than others. But I feel like a lot of people find how they want to express it. There's like, people find like they love to draw. Some people love to write. Some people love to make YouTube videos. Other people love to compose music or sing. And I feel like, for me at least, I'm just in this situation where I want to do a little bit of it all. And then nothing actually comes of it.
Right.
And that creative itch is just continuously there because I'd never make something.
Right.
So, two things. What are your thoughts about a creative itch and creativity in general?
Yeah.
And two, how do you find how to scratch that itch?
Okay. I totally understand where you're coming from.
I'm not alone.
Yeah, no. I think that's a pretty common kind of feeling. Back in the good old days when I was looking through depression memes a lot. Something I would come across.
I remember these days quite well.
Yeah. Something I would come across is stuff like and these ones weren't really that funny, but they'd be like, I'm not really good at anything. I'm only moderately good at a bunch of different things, so I'm never really a master at anything, so I don't know what I want to do with my life and crap like that, you know?
Okay.
And so it's like this existential dread kind of feeling.
Zach's everyday self-esteem right there.
So I'd come across that a lot, and I understood where they were coming from. So as far as a creative itch, we've discussed creativity in the past.
We have.
Many a time. I think one of the things...
You can say something we're passionate about, maybe just a little bit.
You might think we just have nothing else to talk about. We have no other ideas.
Well, that's true.
So one of the things we discussed is like how to be creative, a lot of times people think you need to like actually like do something, whereas like just thinking of ideas is not enough. Right? So I think that's part of like this creative itch kind of idea. I just like the feeling of I want to create something, and I feel like I get that a lot where I can look from an outside perspective at like movies, YouTube videos, books, and I can be like, I understand like the basic concepts of how to create a story, how to create characters. I understand these concepts and I could probably do them, but there's something like kind of blocking me from completely finishing it. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not sure I'm explaining it very well.
Is it like a motivation issue, or is it maybe you don't fully, like for me it's like I really want to do something but I'm not fully aware of how to do it yet?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think that's definitely part of it. I'm taking this semester a class called the creative process and imaginative writing, which
I'm so glad I came to Sean. Wow.
What?
As an expert in the field, he's taken 2 weeks of a college class.
Actually, it's a full semester, surprisingly. I took it mainly because, I do like writing, and something I thought it was interesting that it hit on the creative process. That's something I think I've never been strong at. Something I'm great at is to just sit down and just think of a phrase. The one I did most recently, because I'm supposed to write every day for the class, was just focus on the music, and then from that I can create something.
Okay.
And I can just very spontaneously like write quite a bit, even a full short story even. That's how I do most of my writing. But what I'm not good at is what Corby and I have been working on for years, which is Sicko, which is a full novel, a full world, what you're talking about. This whole thing, it just becomes so many moving parts that I'm not even sure where to begin.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's the creative itch. What was the second part of this question?
How to find how you want to express it.
Okay. Obviously, I just showed that I'm not really an expert at this.
No, you're doing great.
But I can speak for a few things. The first thing I can speak for on this is...
Big doggo.
Yeah, it really is.
Sorry.
Capture it.
Capture
It's ours. Oh, it's so small.
They're like, that dog's tiny.
So one thing...
It's adorable.
I'm
I'm sorry, I made you lose your train of thought.
totally gone. Captain Jack Sparrow.
Ooh.
You remember that?
Okay. Forget.
Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, in high school, starting in like 9th grade up through the end of high school, I began writing a story in one of our like free periods, like flex time.
Yep.
Called The Adventures of Captain Jack Sparrow. It was really just word vomit at the beginning. It was terribly written. I mean, it is the whole way through, essentially.
It's beautiful.
So poorly written. It's this... I treated every single page as a different episode, as if you were viewing it like in a TV series or something.
Dude, and next time.
That's what I would do, exactly. I would say, like, last time on The Adventures of Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, and I'd do this whole thing, and so it became Captain Jack Sparrow and the crew. Everyone had, like, goofy quirks about them and different powers and whatnot, and they're fighting against the evil fish sticks, which are trying to take over the world and corrupt them with their disgustingness. And that's how Corby got introduced to... Clay got introduced to Corby. He'd never met him before, but I wrote him into the story because he's my friend, and I put him as this kid who was on a deserted island, but it was literally desert. And
yeah, 2 S's.
Yeah, he would dress in like candy because that prevents fish sticks from killing you because it's the polar opposite. So his clothes was made of candy, and then he was a fish stick whisperer, so he could talk to them and control them. Anyways, you can imagine why Clay didn't believe Corby was real for a long time. So I bring that up. I digress. I bring that up because I wrote over probably like 120 pages of that. It had story arcs, it had some conclusions to different parts, and it had beginnings of new parts. And then even when I was on my mission, about halfway through, I was in the shower, and all of a sudden I had this epiphany of how to end the whole thing. And so I began writing
It just came to you.
Though I didn't finish writing it, but I did begin writing how to complete the I called it end game, even though I didn't know what end game was at that point because I was on my mission.
Right.
And I didn't know that's what Avengers was calling it. I just thought it sounded cool. Oopsie. But yeah, so I called it end game and I began writing the end of the story. So what kept me going with that is a place to do it. A space, a period of time set aside to do it. For me, that was math class.
Where else would you do it, I mean?
If you don't make time for it, you won't do it.
Right.
That's, I mean, it's simple, but like, it's so big. Like, how many things have I just sat back and be like, man, I just wish I could do that. And then I just move on with my day and it's gone. Like, I don't make time, so it won't happen. The second part of that is an audience. Exactly 2 people were reading Captain Zack Sparrow near the end. Well, exactly 1, and then by the end, basically 0. But for a little bit
just
there,
like spicy Nuggs.
For a little bit there, Clay was the only reader, and Jonathan.
Friend.
Those two. Well, I don't want to bleep out that name. Bleep out the last name. But don't want people. Okay, whatever. Those two were. Those two were the only ones reading it. But I felt compelled to continue to do it. A, because I was bored in math class. But B, because it's like they were reading it, so why not continue? It held me to some kind of accountability.
Right.
So, like, I chose the medium, and I went for it, and I continued in that direction. I think Spicy Nuggs is another great example. Even though, like, this is maybe not the most creative thing in the world, it's just talking. I do...
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Are you saying a podcast is not the most original idea?
No one's ever thought of this. Talking into a microphone? Never heard of. So, like, but, like, you know, we have a few people watching, which we don't really worry about too often, but, like, I mean, it's there. And then even if there weren't, like, I feel compelled to do it because you're here. And I think you, to a certain degree, feel compelled to do it because I'm here. And that's what's kept it going for a lot of times, I think.
Even Jacob yesterday was mentioned, like, you guys have been doing this for almost, like, 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's crazy. Like, that's the longest I've committed to anything in my life. So,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, seriously, think about that. This is a form of art, I guess. It's a form of creativity that you can put out. I don't know if I call it art. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if I go that far.
our merchandise is definitely art.
Nothing more beautiful. Go ahead and check out that merch store. But it's a form of expressing yourself. And so we chose the medium, and then we kept ourselves accountable, and
Now we have a time and place to do it.
we have a time and place to do it, and that's what it took to keep us going. And I think we've developed a system, and at the same time gotten better in a lot of different ways.
We're much better at rambling, yeah.
Yes, and I make thumbnails occasionally.
Hey, I helped with one of those, okay? No, Sean is the brains behind Spicy Nuggs. I'm just the mouth. I just talk nonsense.
Well,
Sean is the creative one, the smart one.
Zach, you are incredibly necessary for this, because if you weren't here, I would be talking to myself.
We'd be talking to Mac.
Mac? Are you there? Mac? Mac?
Sean? Hello?
Mac! Mac!
My mustache appears to have disappeared.
Oh, dear, it's because you're possessing Zach, isn't it?
Sean?
Nah,
What just happened?
nothing. We were talking about creativity.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of creativity,
Yeah.
I have a thing I want to share before we end this episode.
Sorry, I rambled on
Ow.
for so long, and I took everything.
You know,
I took all the time. I feel so bad. This was your idea, and I just stole
I'll
it
just
all
take
from you.
all of your next topic, so it's fine.
That's fair. I mean, you took the first episode.
I took an entire day from you, so that's fair.
All
All right, so I came across a video of a coder a programmer,
Mm-hmm.
and he is making some games and stuff on Unity and blah blah blah.
Sure.
And I came across a video that said, like, when you have no ideas or something.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he wrote a script that would just generate random ideas. He just put tons of like names and places and things in a list, and it would just randomly generate. So of course, like, I had to go click this link and go see what nonsense I could find.
Yeah.
And I have to share this what I found. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it says a 3D game that takes place inside a submarine, where you play as an evil monster who will stop at nothing to learn to play an instrument. It's like, it sounds so good. And then we'll stop at nothing to learn to play an instrument. And you know, that, like, it stuck with me. So I took a screenshot of it.
Beautiful.
And I'm just like, I might have to make this. Like, it might be something.
There's just like...
My mind totally went to, what is that game where you play as Octodad or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, it went fully to that, but like, the controller long, and you're like trying to play like a trumpet or something.
You're in a submarine for no reason. Maybe occasionally it gets hit by stuff, and so it shakes you and makes it even harder
The music
to control.
note shakes, like,
Yeah.
you lose some points or something. Like, I don't know. And I bring this up because I think that's a big part of creativity as well. It's just looking at what other people have created, or looking at silly random ideas that might not make sense, but can lead to something.
That's, yeah.
So, that's why I wanted to go with that.
Well, on that note, there's no time.
Summarize, 10 seconds, go!
Okay, so I found this video. It was called What is Outsider Music? Outsider music is just music made by random people who are honestly trying to create something, but it becomes...
And he's out of time!
Right, everyone.
Sorry, finish it off.
They're honestly trying to make, like, real music, but, like, they don't know what they're doing, or it just is so out there that there's no real genre for it.
There's, like, no audience yet.
So,
right.
Yeah, most of the time they believe they've created something good or cool, or they really love it. I might even call Spicy Nuggs an outsider podcast in a lot of ways.
You know?
Because we really enjoy it, but people outside of us might not, right? And so that's and the guy who made the video was very clearly being like, okay, I'm not trying to make fun of these people. A lot of them have, like, mental illnesses and stuff like that. I'm not trying to do that. He said he genuinely goes and listens to outsider music when he's in a creative slump. Because it helps him think in completely different ways. We get so stuck in whatever system we believe or whatever process we believe something has to be created in. And that's not what creativity is necessarily. It can be, but, like, these people think in completely out of the box ways. That like, random generator, that's a completely random idea. That's creativity. Like, that's creating something brand new. So I think, yeah, going to those types of things is an awesome way to, like, kind of get a fresh reset in a lot of ways. That's all.
Wow, that's so dramatic.
All right, I think that's it.
You know, I have a whole other rant I want to go on, but I'm going to refrain because we're already out of time for the episode.
I took all the time. I'm sorry. I feel so bad.
You know, I'm just going to wait for you to come up with a topic you are, like, super enthralled about. I'm gonna be like, now's my chance. I'm just never gonna.
Sorry.
I'll just, like, repeat the same thing in different ways the whole episode.
That's what I did.
I still love you, Sean.
I don't.
But the people do.
Debatable, but we'll move on.
Thank you all so much for watching. I'm still Zach.
And I'm still Sean.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Speaking, everybody loves to speaking, everybody loves to speak.
Crazy.
Say that again, I dare you.
No?
Say it again.
I didn't say anything.
See what happens. I'll sit down if I have to.
No! You. Could you?
I'm sorry. I'm not.
I was gonna say, are you though? Sean's never sorry.
I reversed that so quickly. It was so quickly that I was just like, no. I don't want to lie to you, Zach. I want to be completely honest.
Okay.
I'm not sorry.
I knew it all.
Now, isn't that a good quality? I'm honest. I'm not sorry, but I'm honest.